Sorry. Anyways, I thought this would be the perfect time to show you all how I keep my sourdough starter in the fridge and how I refresh it when I want to make bread or when I want to make any kind of treat. If you want to see what I do with this sourdough starter and making the rainbow sprinkle sourdough, come back on Tuesday. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Today, I'm in the kitchen. I'm making kimchi. That's what's behind me. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is in the next couple days, I'm going to be making a sourdough treat. It's just bread, but it's like a special sourdough bread that I'm going to try out. And I thought that this would be the perfect time. Also, I apologize if you can hear the wind. It's super windy here today and we have our windows open, so sorry. Anyways, I thought this would be the perfect time to show you all how I keep my sourdough starter in the fridge and how I refresh it when I want to make bread or when I want to make any kind of treat. I remember when I first started sourdough, trying to find videos on how to keep it in the fridge and then how to like bring it back out and bring it alive, and I felt like a lot of the videos were a lot more complicated than it should be. So my goal today is to make a clear, concise video on how I do it. And just FYI, this is how I do it. This is how it works for me. Yeah, if you have a different way that you do it, awesome. But this is just how I do it, and this is how it works really well for me. So I'm gonna grab my sourdough starter from the fridge and I'm gonna show you my next step. Now here's your opportunity to see what we keep in our fridge. I keep my starter way back here because that's what I do. If you don't have Kewpie mayo, who are you? Alright, this is my starter that I keep in the fridge. So first step, get it out of the fridge. Second step, open it up. This is what it looks like. It's got hooch on the top. It's a little bubbly. It is hungry, but I don't really care. This is just what works best for me. So I take it out of the fridge. I stir it up. I usually do not pour the hooch off. I just stir it up because I think it makes my starter like more sour. That's what I do right there. And then I'm gonna let it sit out on my counter for like an hour to warm up. And that's all I'm gonna do for right now. It's super easy. You don't even have to warm it up if you don't want to. It's fine if you don't. But, all right, y'all. This is the jar that I am going to put some starter in. So I like to use weight. That's what I'm gonna do. So my tip is, number one, don't make sourdough complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated. It sounds complicated online, but it's not complicated. So this is the starter that I keep in the fridge, and I'm not going to be feeding this today. I feed this starter here. Maybe I'll turn the camera and you guys can listen to the wind outside. I feed this starter either when it gets really low, or if it's been sitting in my fridge for like 2 months, then I will pull it out and feed it. I fed this probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, so I am not going to feed this. I'm going to pull like 40 grams out and put it in this jar over here, and that's what we're going to do. Also, she's active. I stirred her up earlier, and she's clearly active, so that's nice. You guys can just listen to the wind while I do this. So what I'm going to do is feed this starter, and I feed mine in a 1:1:1 ratio, so like 40 grams of starter, 40 grams of water, 40 grams of flour. And it doesn't have to be 40 grams, but it's just 1 to 1 to 1. That's what I like to do. So I'm going to cover this guy up and put it back in the fridge for next time I bake. And then we're going to scoot this guy over. I'm going to add my 40 grams of water. I just use tap water. A lot of people are weird about what water they use. I use tap water because it works just fine. Also, clearly, I'm not exact. Like I said, you don't have to make sourdough complicated. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add my flour, mix all of that together, and then it's mid-afternoon right now. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I am going to feed this, let it sit on my counter tonight, until tonight, maybe like 10 o'clock. Then I'm going to feed it again before I go to bed. And then I'm going to wake up in the morning, probably going to feed it one more time. It's not going to be necessary, but I'm not going to want to start baking until like 1 in the afternoon. And it's going to need fed between tonight and tomorrow in the afternoon. So I'm going to probably feed it in the morning. Again, not necessary. But that's just what I'm going to do, because I want it to be as active as possible when I'm making my bread tomorrow. I'm going to make the bread where you add the white chocolate chips and the rainbow sprinkles. I'm super excited. So if you want to see that, come back for more. So I'll probably show you guys what this looks like tonight before I feed it, and then again tomorrow morning before I feed it again. But yeah, that's literally how I keep sourdough starter in my fridge. And I just pull out what I need and put the rest in the fridge. So I'll be back tonight to show you what this guy looks like, and we'll go from there. Bye. Alright, y'all. So it's nighttime now. Whoa! And this is what my starter looks like. It's been, if I could do math, 6 hours roughly. And this is what it looks like. Yeah, I have definitely made bread by just pulling it out of the fridge and feeding it like this, and then just immediately make bread. But I'm gonna make bread after I feed it twice, or maybe a third time. I don't know. That's Jonathan playing a video game. So what I'm going to do, zoom out. I'm gonna get rid of half of this and then add in 60 grams of flour and 60 grams of water, because I did 40, 40, and 40. So 40 times 3 is 120. Half of 120 is 60. So that's 60 is going to be left in here. So I'm going to do 60 grams of flour and 60 grams of water. So I'm going to get rid of half of this, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all. So it's the next morning, and this is what it looks like. I am going to go ahead and discard half and feed it, because I'm not going to bake until like 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon, and it's morning right now. But you could, if you wanted to bake this morning, you could. It's ready, it's active, it's super easy to just keep it in the fridge and take out what you need and feed that. And that way you don't have to worry about constantly discarding and what to do with the discard and what you're going to bake every single day. So yeah. I'll be back in a little while after I feed this again. I'll show you all, and then we'll end the video. All right, y'all. It's been an hour and a half maybe since I filmed the last clip, and this is what the starter looks like so far. I don't know if you can really tell, but I'm gonna end it here. If you want to see what I do with this sourdough starter and making the rainbow sprinkle sourdough, come back on Tuesday for my next video, which is what I'm doing with that starter. But I'm going to end it. I'm sure I've talked way too much in this video, but that's just what I do. I just want to end this by saying sourdough doesn't have to be complicated. I feel like we try to complicate it, but it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to bake every day. You don't even have to bake every week. You don't even have to bake every month to keep a sourdough starter. I've kept this one in the fridge without doing anything with it, probably for like 2, maybe 3 months before. I didn't feed it, I didn't bake with it, I didn't do anything with it. Just left it there. And it's easy. It's easy to just take it out, take a little bit, eat it, let it sit, bake with it, or discard some, feed it again, and there you have it. And then you just keep this in the fridge. I hope that I made this simple and maybe easy to understand. That was my objective, but I feel like I say don't overcomplicate it, and then I just explain things and it sounds complicated, so I don't know. Hopefully you all have learned something and realized that it doesn't have to be hard. It could be easy, and you can still make delicious sourdough bread and goodies and treats and not keep this on your counter and not have to feed it every single day. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go edit this video, upload this video, start filming my next video, and bake some bread. So, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!